Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Movie Club is a show where we pick a movie every week and discuss it, just like a book club. On today's show, we are concluding our August month-long theme of celebrating films by directors of color. And this week, we're taking a look at the anime fantasy film, Ponyo. Our thoughts and more are coming up on Movie Club. Released in 2008, Ponyo was directed by Hayao Miyazaki and stars Yuria Kazuki, Hiroki Doi, and George Takoro. Sorry if there's any mispronunciation of those names. When Sasuke rescues a stranded goldfish named Ponyo, he discovers more than he bargained for, as Ponyo is a curious, energetic young creature who yearns to be human. As she causes chaos, her father, a powerful sorcerer, schemes to return Ponyo to the sea. The film currently has a 4.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a spoiler warning. We're going to be discussing this film's plot points, twists, revelations, and everything about it, so we don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it before. So go ahead and check it out, and then come back here. You're not going to offend us. It's not that big of a deal. But stay tuned to the end of the show to find out not only what movie we're covering next week, but what the theme's going to be, because it's pretty special to Kevin. Alrighty, Kevin. So we are here, the last movie of August, and it was your pick, Ponyo. Why did you pick it?
I think this is another Miyazaki film that I have not seen yet. And I wanted to check it out. So, what a good way to watch it for our movie club. And I know you have seen it already, but it has been a bit, if I say, right?
It's been a long time. I want to say, yeah, I do actually own the movie, so I do have it. I watched this a while ago here on the channel. Actually, it was for the drive back at that point.
Yes.
Because Adrian had picked it, and it was one of Adrian's favorite Miyazaki movies, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's his favorite. So we watched it, and I mean, it's a Miyazaki movie, so like it's never going to be bad. But I do think it's a little bit of an odd duck compared to a lot of his other films. But we'll get into that a little bit more. So this was your first time watching it, though, Kevin. What were your initial thoughts when you finished it?
Initial thoughts, I mean, it's going to be great animation, but it's a different kind of animation, which I actually really enjoyed. But I feel like the last time we did one of these, we always said Spirited Away is his most like whimsical or fantasy. I feel like this one is for me is his most whimsical and fantasy because of how everything is predicted and how the earth is so lively in this movie with all of the different, like the waves turn into fish and Ponyo, a goldfish, turns into a human, but you get really that excellent coming together as humanity is what I got from this movie as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think this is a good movie. I do think that there is a couple of things that stand out for me to kind of not enjoy it as much as some other Miyazaki movies. I think it does, like you're saying, it does have that kind of core message of everyone needing to come together, but it's not exactly clear. This movie kind of feels like it's being cutesy for the sake of being cutesy at sometimes, or being odd for the sake of being odd. Also, the fact the whole world gets flooded or whatever just makes no sense. Like, it doesn't make sense, like, realistically. I know it's a fantasy movie, but like,
the thing is, the mom is like the ocean goddess, and what if her kid accidentally drowns or something? I know she can breathe underwater, but she's turning into a human. Like, it doesn't make sense in that aspect, but I do love the animation style in this. It's just so gorgeous. It's different with his other film work as well. It's more poppy and more artsy, which I really enjoyed. Like, you can see the fish's eyes, and even at the beginning when he's doing the concoctions and stuff, and it makes the colors go crazy, and it makes the squid have like colors going throughout its whole body, which is very interesting. But all the animals just look so detailed, even though they're the smallest things in this movie.
Yeah, the intricacies are really special. The way that everything is drawn by hand is gorgeous, and I do want to. Yeah, this is probably one of his best looking movies in terms of just how different it looks compared to a lot of his other work. You know, like I want to say, like, you know, Boy and the Heron is absolutely gorgeous, but like this movie, the style is so different. Like it doesn't feel Japanese at points. It feels like of just Earth. Like it just it feels universal, which I really like. And I think that's probably the best part of this movie is the animation. And I will say, like, it is quirky, like a little too quirky for its own good.
It's a G movie too, just to point that out there. So it is
great movie for kids.
Yes,
great kids movie. Like honestly, if anyone wants to show their kids like Minions instead of this, I question a lot. Because like it's so good for kids. Like, it's so whimsical. It's so like it's colorful. It's gonna hold their attention. It, you know, the main character is a kid. The Ponyo becoming into a kid. It's kid coded, and I think that it doesn't treat them like idiots either.
No, it does not.
Which I think is absolutely brilliant. But I do want to talk about how this movie feels really heartfelt and it feels really sincere. You know, I feel like every movie past, like I want to say Spirited Away, like Spirited Away onward, feels like Miyazaki making movies for his kids and their kids and their kids. Like he's making movies for just families and kids in general.
He's making,
for the most part,
timeless movies, kind of a thing.
Sure. I mean, there are ones a little later on, like Wind Rises and Boy and the Heron, that are not exactly kids' movies, but they're for the kids as they grow up. You know, like a good way to engage with their grandfather or their father or whatever as they become adults. And maybe, you know, unfortunately, at the time comes, we lose him, right? So I do like how this is a movie that you could show younger audiences. And as much as older, like, you know, we're in our 30s and we're going to enjoy this just as much as a kid would who's in, like, you know, who's 7 to 15 or
because there's so much drama too with the mom and the dad, and even her leaving the kids at home to help other senior citizens because that is her job, which I thought that shouldn't be part of a kid's movie kind of a thing. You should stay with your kid, but it's different, and I really enjoyed that part. And then you get the whole adventure going to find his mom and stuff, and that's what made it awesome. There's always an adventure during this movie. It's the adventure of Ponyo going to oh god, what is the kid's name? I forgot his name. Sasuke, yeah. And him finding a friend, because it looked like he didn't have friends because where he lived and such. So he made friends, and then you get the whimsical adventure part of Ponyo's adventure of wanting to be a kid but can't because of the situation between the dad and the mom, and Sosuke having a friend and then going on an adventure with that said friend, which is really cool. I really, it's kind of like a disaster movie at the same time.
A little bit. There's always an ecological, environmental aspect to pretty much every Miyazaki movie, and it's on display here, more so with the ocean and how we take care of it as well.
Exactly.
There's definitely parts of that in other movies as well, but it's definitely like this one's more ocean focused, it's more water focused for sure. Because I feel like, you know, all his movies have different aspects of the elements, right? Like Howl's Moving Castle with fire, with, you know, Calcifer. And then you got like the air with Wind Rises, and then you have the earth with, like, you know, Nausicaa, but then also like Mononoke, and then you have like everything. Like everything is represented, like all the elements come through, and how we just need to take care of the natural world is just a ongoing thing of his. And here it's I think it's also kind of saying something about like making sure to capture the wonder of nature, because in this regard, it's through having a friend, right? Like we can be friends with nature, but we can also respect its power, kind of a thing. Yeah,
because it gets a little choppy when I guess it's like a tsunami that comes, or they call it that. But I just the part that I really enjoyed was when Ponyo is running on the waves and stuff, and you see her out of the car window. I just think that looked absolutely gorgeous. And it's just the mom is crazy, first of all, for driving in that rain. She's absolutely nuts.
She's a goat.
But dude, she saved the kid and the islands. Let's just put it out there. So, but I did like what we were talking about. There's some adult situations in this kids movie that it kind of not hit hard, but it's like understandable about the mom and the dad doing another shift kind of a thing. And you don't really see that in like Minions or something like that. It's so that's why I really enjoy this, because I could watch it and understand it and still have a good time with it.
And and it's not done in a way that kids won't be able to understand it.
No,
like it's not treating them like morons. It's like, no, the world can sometimes be a down and nasty place, but you just remember to be a good person and get along with the people around you, and you'll make it through, and you'll get the things that you want. Like, it's a great message. It honestly is. And I the more I sit here, I'm just like, why the hell are parents not showing their kids these movies more often? Instead of showing them garbage. It's just, I don't know, great family movie.
It's just different. I think that's what it is too. It's not. It's just the other movies are just too dumbed down, and I hate saying that, because some of them are decent movies and people made those movies. But this one is just, it shows so much more than just a kids movie. And even with them doing Morse code to the dad to say that he's sorry and stuff like that, it was interesting. I was like, okay, he called him on the phone, but then they're doing Morse code as he passes by. I was like, wait, that's fantastic. It's different. I really enjoyed that. And it's just, I just liked the adult aspect in this movie as well. I'm obviously, I liked this movie, so I think we should just get into the scores.
Alrighty, Kevin, so it was your pick this week. Why don't you go ahead and give us your thoughts and score?
Yeah, I absolutely adored this movie. It is one of Miyazaki's more whimsical and definitely more fantasy of his movies, I would say, in my opinion. But I really did like the character building, the characters in this movie. But the animation style is absolutely fantastic. Very, very pretty. Can't believe it's hand drawn. I wish I had a speck of talent like they do. Just a little bit. But I also like how they had adult conflicts in this movie, in a kids movie, which is fantastic, and how they played on that. I really liked how the end of this movie, it's about togetherness and getting through hard times. And that's what, when the tsunami hits, everybody has a hard time, but if we all work together, it'll go bypass and everything will be okay. And I really enjoyed that. So I gave this movie a 79 out of 100. Dyslexia hit. 79 out of 100, which accumulates to 3.5 stars out of 5.
Gotcha. Well, I'm right there with you. I think the Ponyo is at times both a beauty film and an oddity. It's gorgeously animated, as is most of Miyazaki's work, and the entire film has this really nice, heartfelt, and sincere tone to it. I do think the film's story gets a little too quirky and a little too fantastical for its own good sometimes, but not by much, as it's still a wonderful spectacle of a family movie with a great message and a great tone that I think is far better for your kids than most animated movies from here in the West. So I gave the film also a 79 out of 100, which accumulates to a 3.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. But that is going to be it for this week's episode. What do you think of Ponyo? Go ahead and leave those thoughts down in the comment section down below. And just remember to be respectful of one another, because, it's not hard.
It's not.
But next week, we are starting our September month-long theme where we're celebrating Kevin's birthday. And all month long, we're letting Kevin pick the movies. And our first film next month is the superhero epic Avengers Infinity War. So make sure to watch it before next week so you aren't spoiled, which, I'm sure most of you have probably seen this movie at this point. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. We do have our live stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we also have this show, Movie Club, every single Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's right in time for your morning commute, walk, jog, whatever you have to do. But thank you so much for watching. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.